Yeah. Mr. Nina, did you get the materials you were looking for? Would you like to come forward?
Today, when I was running statement of expenditures and encumbrances to figure where the department heads needed to make their transfers and to make sure that everything was in order for the full commission to vote on tonight, I saw some significant savings that departments have in their statement of expenditures and encumbrances. And for instance, in the sheriff's department, the last payroll was done today for this fiscal year. In the deputies' line item, which they got paid their last paycheck today, there's a savings of $98,798.95. And of course, with that amount goes the savings on Social Security, Medicare, retirement, and let's see, Social Security, retirement, and Medicare. Those would be the savings. So that's close to $100,000 right there. On the guards in the jail, there's a savings of $97,929.23 plus Social Security, state retirement, and Medicare. And I can go through this budget just in your line item, county commissions, in your account. There'll probably be about a $10,000 savings there. In the county mayor's account, there'll be $7,000 or $8,000 there. Election commission, there'll be probably $6,000 there. So what I'm telling you, ladies and gentlemen, is that when we start working on a budget in April, you've given the officials their budgets to run through June 30 of that fiscal year. So basically what you have to do when you're figuring the budget is that if they don't tell you they're going to have a big savings, you got to figure your budget that they're going to spend what you've allotted them to spend. So today, I'm just going through these savings of what they haven't spent, of what you have given them to spend. The Register of Deeds will have close to a $50,000 savings. She has, in her payroll, she has one deputy's position that she's not using. So she won't be spending that money. County buildings, we should have some savings. We got $76,810 that's unencumbered, and we should have some savings. Of course, we've got to pay utility bills and anything that, any equipment outages for next week. But that's just an example of the savings that I see on the expenditure side of your budget. So I'm thinking that the revenue, I haven't worked the revenue today like I did the expenditures, but trustee Mike could enlighten us as to what they've taken in this month. But we're going to close that $444,000 figure. I think it'll pretty close be wiped out of the difference, and maybe we'll even come in above that like we have been doing, because we got some significant savings by the department heads in this budget. Thank you.
And I'd like to add, I'd be remiss in my duty if I didn't applaud all my fellow department heads for working as close to the bone as they do, and for working so hard to get your purchase orders in time on the cutoff date. You've all been excellent at doing that for the past 2 years, and I know sometimes it can be difficult, and I appreciate your hard work in that arena. Thank you.
Yeah.
Would you go over our raises over the last 6 years? What we raised and how much?
Gee, I'd have to look to be sure. I think it was 2, 3, and 4, maybe.
10% in 6 years.
Over the last 6 years? 7%.
2, 3, 4, I believe that's what it was.
It
Yeah.
was forward the first one.
We had 4, 2, and another 4.
Yeah. That was over the last 8 years.
Forward? We done the forward first.
I was thinking we did 2, 3, and 4 and gradually increases.
2, 3, and 4.
So I was like 2, 3, and 4. So 9.
So 2 years ago, we get 4%, right?
Yeah. 2, 3, 4. For the last 8 years. And I don't know. I'm going to say this, and I don't know that it's right, but I'm going to say it. Like I said, this is my 16th year, and I don't recall in those 16 years any other raises, but I would swear that that's correct.
We had some cost of living raises, which was offset by,
Increase in health insurance. But I think those are in the last 16 years, I think that's the only raises that really have been there. 2, 3, 4.
And it was the ones we worked on in the salary committee, we were coming up with the,
Yeah.
how far, where we was behind and
Yeah.
all that stuff.
Yeah, we were behind 8 years ago, like I said, a little over 10%. And like I say, so I would almost hazard a guess that we're probably still 10% behind 8 years later, even with those raises, because I know, I believe I saw, not that it makes any difference, our neighboring county was given 4%. Like Madison County, I think.
What was Crockett getting?
I don't remember. I just remember seeing that on the news. They were talking to everybody about it. But anyway, I hope maybe now you understand why I say this is a moving figure, because we don't have audited figures either on the income or the expenses yet. This is a guess figure based on if everything was spent that was budgeted, which obviously Lenita told you it wasn't because she's been working on those today. She just came up with, whatever, a couple $100,000 worth. And the revenue is exactly what we said it was. But she hadn't had a chance to work on that revenue side. That's the reason I said on paper, it looked like 444. That's our guess if everything that we had in here was 100% accurate. That was exactly the amount we spent. That's exactly the amount that we collect, then yeah, it would be 444,000. But as you've heard from her, that's not the case, because she's already, as we're closing the books down, she's finding that there's going to be money unspent that stays unspent.
Well, we tried a 2% raise and tried a 4% raise, and they both failed. I mean, if unless somebody wants to.
And let me say one other thing, and for everybody that's wondering why I keep voting no against anything other than what this was. This was done by supposedly the whole commission in attendance, that we went over each line item by item to get these figures. To come up with that.
Everybody here at workshop, but tell the truth.
That was about 8 here at any one given time.
The budget committee and maybe 3 or 4 at the most.
Hey, and I proposed to give a lump sum right out.
Yeah, and you did.
Right.
But of the ones that showed up, this is what was agreed to. Sure, not everybody was 100% for this.
They weren't 100%, budget committee wasn't 100%.
No, it was 3-2, but anyway, but the point is, it was here's the point, the whole point is, you had the opportunity and the ability to be here during those meetings, to make your input, and I appreciate, not that me and Dallas always agree, or everybody else, but you were here, and I appreciate you being here, spending your time and understanding what's going on. But understand, like we were talking about, we were working on 9 months or 10 months worth of figures, and now we're starting to get some of the others, and we know that on this side, maybe you didn't understand that on that side. So that's just the reason that when you come up with something other than what we sit here and worked on, that the majority that came to those meetings agreed to, and some of which are not even here tonight, for whatever reason. I know some of them got really good work excuses. They're having to work tonight. They work at night. But for whatever reason, I'm trying to stick with this. Now, if it's this will of this group, that it comes up that it's, and we've got to have 13 votes to do this. It takes 13, because there's 18 here, it takes 2/3, that's the 13, is the majority there. I'm not opposed, I'll be the first to admit it, that if we get consensus and you have a 8-6 vote, and you need somebody to approve this at whatever figure y'all agree to, I don't have a problem changing the vote to do that. But until we get to a close consensus like that, I think I need to stay where I was, what we produced over those 7 or 8 nights of those that were here to do that. So, how do you go to the floor?
Can we get these concrete figures from, won't we have a little better handle of the thing come our 14th July?
Somewhat, but no, they won't be audited figures that quick. And that's the concrete figure.
They'll be closer to our now, put that.
Well, I mean, she's gonna run them, but they're not audited figures.
When is the last time, day that we can vote on this and get it in, so that we can keep our, what is it, 4-star rating?
3-star,
3-star rating.
That matters.
end of September. Yeah.
So in July,
Last year, that was unclear because we operate under private act, and the private act counties weren't considered in their guidelines, the 3-star requirements. And we worked with them this year on it, and they blanketed everybody with the end of September date.
and just for everybody's knowledge, the 10 to 9 vote wouldn't make this pass.
Right. It's gonna have to be, here's what it'd have to be. It'd be at least, and I'm telling you this out front, at least a 12-6. And you say 12-6. If I were a dissenting vote, then I would change from whatever the 12 agreed to do to that side of the table, making it a 13-5. Because you can change your vote. You have that option after a vote is taken, before before it's set in stone, and before she gives the count. You can ask, does anyone want to change their vote? And you can have that option to do that.
But it's got to be a 2/3.
But it has to, yes, it has to
Simple
be.
majority, we need 13. We have
What was
to
the
simple
vote?
majority.
What was the vote? What was the vote while ago?
The closest we've had is a vote of 9.
Yeah.
Yeah, 9 up.
And like I said, that's the reason his vote wouldn't make any difference. He could have voted.
And that was on the 4% range, we had a vote of 9.
Again, I would like to renew my first pledge, to recess until July, when we have enough committees.
You won't piece this,
We'll table, so your motion is to table the budget till we come back for a July meeting.
Back in July.
Motion's been made by Commissioner Mackin to table the budget, seconded by Commissioner Smith. All those in favor, vote saying aye.
Aye.
And opposed, like sign.
No.
1 no.
One no.
Ayes have it, Lee.
Let's see if we're still here.
Tax rate?
No, not necessarily,
Late five?
the
Non-profit?
nonprofit, yeah, I couldn't think of nonprofit.
Have you got to get my number?
want to see that list, you want me to? Not a problem. Because that would seem to be an issue before.
Yeah. So you'll take another vote on the
Yeah,
nonprofit?
let's figure out about nonprofits while you're here.
Chairman Shelton has recommended that we take another up or down vote on nonprofits. We did have a close vote on the nonprofits, it lost by 1.
Okay.
It's moved until we pass the expenditure.
Okay.
There we go.
All right, good.
Back in July.
I just want,
Try to do it in pieces, you can't do it in the whole.
We need to, like,
Yeah, we're going
oh,
to.
yeah, you got all these bills, yeah. Thank you. We'll see y'all.
See y'all in July.
We'll ride this horse again in July.
We do have several late file resolutions to go through. This time I'd like to entertain a motion to hear late file resolutions made by Commissioner Steele, seconded by Commissioner Yergin. All those in favor, vote by saying aye. Aye. Opposed likewise. I'll also entertain a motion to dispense with the reading of late file resolutions. Motion made by Commissioner Moss, seconded by Commissioner Sykes. All those in favor, vote by saying aye. Aye. Late file resolution number 1 is a resolution to receive and set up insurance recovery proceeds from Sheriff's Department vehicles in an amount of $4,922. Do I hear a motion? Motion made by Commissioner Smith, seconded by Commissioner Wayne Morris. Any discussion? If not, Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Commissioner Williams,
Yeah.
Commissioner Sykes,
Yes.
Commissioner Barker,
Yes.
Commissioner Macklin,
Yes.
Commissioner Longmire,
Yes.
Commissioner Shelton,
Yes.
Commissioner Starks,
Yes.
Commissioner Cameron,
Yes.
Commissioner Summers,
Yes.
Commissioner Wayne Morris,
Yes.
Commissioner Collins,
Yes.
Commissioner Smith,
Yes.
Commissioner Lieberman,
Yes.
Commissioner Stone,
Yes.
Commissioner Steele,
Yes.
Commissioner Yergin, Commissioner Childers,
Yes.
Commissioner Moss.
Motion carries. Thank you. Late file resolution number 2 is a resolution to receive and set up insurance recovery proceeds from Office on Aging furniture and fixtures in the amount of $1,147.46. Do I hear a motion on late file resolution number 2?
So moved.
Motion made by Commissioner Barger and seconded by Commissioner Sykes. Commissioner Barker motion, Commissioner Sykes second. Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Commissioner Williams,
Yes.
Commissioner Sykes,
Yes.
Commissioner Barker,
Yes.
Commissioner Macklin,
Yes.
Commissioner Longmire,
Yes.
Commissioner Shelton,
Yes.
Commissioner Starks,
Yes.
Commissioner Cameron,
Yes.
Commissioner Summers,
Yes.
Commissioner Morris,
Yes.
Commissioner Collins,
Yes.
Commissioner Smith,
Yes.
Commissioner Lieberman,
Yes.
Commissioner Stone,
Yes.
Commissioner Steele, Commissioner Yergin, Commissioner Childers,
Yes.
Commissioner Moss.
Motion carries. Thank you. Motion number 3. Motion number 3 is a resolution to adopt a continuation budget for fiscal year 2014 and 15. We do need that since we didn't pass the budget.
Yes.
Do I hear a motion on late file number 3? Motion made by Commissioner Shelton, seconded by Commissioner Macklin. All those in favor, vote by saying aye. Aye. Opposed likewise. Thank you. Late file resolution number 4 is a resolution to receive and set up insurance recovery funds in county buildings account in the amount of $5,497.09. Do I hear a motion on late file number 4? Motion made by Commissioner Moss, seconded by Commissioner Wayne Morris. Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Commissioner Williams,
Yes.
Commissioner Sykes,
Yes.
Commissioner Barker,
Yes.
Commissioner Macklin,
Yes.
Commissioner Longmire,
Yes.
Commissioner Shelton,
Yes.
Commissioner Starks,
Yes.
Commissioner Cameron,
Yes.
Commissioner Summers,
Yes.
Commissioner Morris,
Yes.
Commissioner Collins,
Yes.
Commissioner Smith,
Yes.
Commissioner Latham.
Yes.
Commissioner Stone.
Yes.
Commissioner Steele.
Yes.
Commissioner Yergin. Commissioner Childers.
Yes.
Commissioner Moss.
Motion carries. Thank you. Late file resolution number 5 is a resolution to budget additional fees collected for victim assistance program in the amount of $9,000. Do I hear a motion on late file resolution number 5? Motion made by Commissioner Moss, second by Commissioner Steele. No further discussion, Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Commissioner Williams.
Yes.
Commissioner Sykes.
Yes.
Commissioner Barker.
Yes.
Commissioner Macklin.
Yes.
Commissioner Longmire.
Yes.
Commissioner Shelton.
Yes.
Commissioner Stokes.
Yes.
Commissioner Henry.
Yes.
Commissioner Summers. Commissioner Morris.
Yes.
Commissioner Collins.
Yes.
Commissioner Smith.
Yes.
Commissioner Latham.
Yes.
Commissioner Stone.
Yes.
Commissioner Steele.
Yes.
Commissioner Yergin. Commissioner Childers.
Yes.
Commissioner Moss.
Motion carries. Thank you. We have 2 elections on the agenda tonight for library board members. Ms. Charlotte Dokes and Ms. Betty Pybus, we appreciate their willingness to serve on this board. Do I hear a motion on these 2 candidates? Motion made by Commissioner Summers, seconded by Commissioner Barker. All those in favor, vote saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, likewise. Any further motions, resignations, releasements? Before we adjourn, and I wish I had mentioned it, Commissioner Stoll, before we started, we all need to remember the family of Chief Barry Green in our prayers. The city of Trenton suffered a terrible, terrible loss. It is his passing, so if you would just remember their family and all the firemen at the city of Trenton Fire Department in our prayers. And everybody have a safe and happy 4th of July holiday. Come back in a good mood. Pass it up.